Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today. 570-530-8316. If you want to call in and ask questions, let's get started, Beeb. From DAZN, Alexander Usyk, the heavyweight championship of the world, the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world on the line here. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois, the rematch. In some kind of thoughts going into this fight, I thought that Dubois did really well in his first fight. And then I said, if Usyk can beat Dubois, he should probably retire because he's done everything at that point. What else is left? There's no new people on the horizon. Yeah, we can go down the line, but really, there's no serious contender. He's beat them all. Once, twice, whatever. He's beat them all. All right? That's just it, man. And so coming in, Daniel Dubois got him, in that first fight. You really, it was a belt line shot. It was a belt line shot. Could it have been called low? It was. But I don't know, man. I mean, it really could have went either way. Usyk was knocked out from that shot. So if anybody deserved a crack at this title, it's Daniel Dubois, right? It's him. Well, he got it yesterday. Usyk wins by KO over Daniel Dubois in the 5th round. I kept telling B, we talked about this last week. I kept telling you that Dubois looked nervous. You remember that? He looked nervous in the face-off earlier in the week when those two were at that soccer stadium. He was like screaming and just kind of acting out of character for himself, And even at the press conferences, I didn't like the way he looked. That being said, Usyk just dismantled him. The angles, the footworks that Usyk uses just separates him from every other heavyweight on the planet. It just does, man. His footwork is as close to flawless as you can get. He kept countering Dubois. Everything Dubois threw, he had an answer for it. It was almost as if he knew what Dubois was going to do before he did it. That left hook that ended things in round 5 was picture perfect. And it's everything that Dubois threw, everything. He was getting countered. He got countered up top with that right hand. He was getting countered with the left. That jab was in his face all night. I mean,
would I be crazy if I were to say that Alexander Usyk has the best footwork for heavyweight that I've ever seen since Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Would that be a crazy statement to say?
Not at all.
He has the most phenomenal footwork I've ever seen. I very rarely, if at all, ever see the guy off balance, out of position. He is just picture perfect with that footwork, way he moves in and out, the way he can just step around his opponents.
The angles that he uses.
Angles, everything. Changing levels while moving forward too, and punching from different levels, and the variations of those punches that he throws. It's just we're all seeing the same thing, and I think what we're all witnessing is something special, right? Forget about the all-time great talk. Let's just enjoy what we have in front of us right now. We don't need to dig up the graves of all these old fighters. Let them rest in peace. They've done what they've done. Let Usyk enjoy his place in history where he is right now.
Yeah. And, so they asked him what was next after the fight. And so what is next? I mean, let's be honest here. They mentioned Fury. They mentioned Joshua. He's disposed of both of those guys. Fury's 0-2 against him. Yeah, do we really want to see what did we see last week with those two chicks fighting 3 straight times? And it was the same result every single time. I don't need to see Fury in there. Fury's not getting better with age. He's getting worse with age.
No, and here's the thing too. Each time Fury stays out of the ring and comes back, he loses a piece of himself because, again, he balloons up in weight. I don't know what his lifestyle is outside of the ring, but before it used to be pretty hectic. And there's a lot of miles on that body. And he hasn't always taken care of himself, whether it be from a lot of other stuff. And I don't want to get into his personal life, but he's had some demons.
Yeah.
And with age, those demons can be suppressed, but they never go away completely. So the damage that was done to your body from years of abuse and, the ballooning up in weight is not going to get better with age, as you just said. I second that. The guys like Usyk who stay in shape, who live the life, those are the guys that are able to transcend well into the later years of their career. Fury is not that.
No.
Fury is not that. And with all due respect to Joshua, he's been in some tough fights. He's taken some damage, and he suffered some big, serious knockouts that probably where he left some things in the ring as well. So the only guy that's been intact, who hasn't really taken a lot of damage and who's lived the life and has superior ability to go along with that, is Alexander Usyk. So you could say, oh, Parker's the mandatory this, that, and the third. And no disrespect to Parker. But Zilly Zhang, Deontay Wilder, and Bacoli are nowhere near in the same stratosphere as Alexander Usyk. So while you may say those are good wins, nothing that those guys do can prepare you for a guy like Alexander Usyk. So I don't see again, we have to, they fight the fights for us to find out. I don't see a way Parker can beat Usyk. I don't. I just don't.
No, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, there's no way. There's going to be no game plan that he employs to get Usyk out of there. None. And you're looking at an all-time great. You really are. I mean, this guy really is an all-time great. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. What is he? Gold medalist, Gold medalist?
Gold medalist in the Olympics, sure, yeah.
Comes out, wins titles 3 times. Times. Undisputed. Once at, what is it? Once at Cruiser. And then twice at heavyweight.
Yeah. And the Parker fight.
You know how hard it is to do that twice?
Yeah.
Just with the sanctioning bodies and everything like that.
And the Parker fight is not going to be a big, I mean, I'm sure he'll get paid well for it, but
sure.
Is he going to get paid any more to fight Parker than he got to fight Dubois?
No.
Than he got to fight Fury? See what I'm saying? So
right.
It doesn't matter who he fights. Now, what would be the big money event? Like, I don't think people would want to see a third Fury fight, would they? Like, Fury just can't come back. He would need a.
I think they're more claiming from an AJ Fury fight than a Usyk Fury fight.
So again, there's nothing Usyk could do, because I know Igor Klimas, he was being interviewed. Shout out to Boxing King Media, and he said that Usyk's done everything he could possibly do. If he's going to fight one more fight, it would make sense to get the biggest payday possible. Who is the biggest payday possible right now? Who's out there that people are saying, I really want to see Usyk fight?
Nobody. Nobody. They're not calling out his name. There's other heavyweight fights out there. Yeah. But let's face it, nobody is calling Usyk's name out. And he just he beat everybody soundly. It wasn't even close. Like I said, these fights are not close fights.
No. That fight was not close yesterday. I think I gave Dubois 1 round. And that was it. And he just eked that. He just eked it out too. It wasn't like you could argue he didn't even win that round.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, Dubois hit him a couple of times. It wasn't if Dubois wasn't connecting. Dubois connected a few times in there with hard shots, and Usyk took him well. I guess he saw him coming.
But he comes right back.
Everything,
he comes right
back.
As soon as you touch him, he comes right back with 3 or 4 more.
I mean, let's face it. Did you expect? I didn't expect him to get taken apart like that yesterday.
No.
After watching him against Anthony Joshua, right? And he pieced up Anthony Joshua, and that was a good fight. But he won that fight, and he deserved the shot here. Especially that rematch, he deserved it. Even before the Joshua fight, he deserved that rematch. And he goes in there, he pounds Joshua out, and man, I mean, he just got pieced up yesterday. It was crazy to watch.
If Dubois didn't deserve it, then who did? Who did? Again,
that's the thing.
No disrespect. No disrespect to Parker. But, Zhang, Wilder, and Bacoli, Oh, they're not bad fights. They're not bad wins.
Yeah.
But none of those wins would prepare you. Like, look what happened to Wilder after he fought Park. He fought Zhang and he got knocked out. Look what happened to Zhang. Zhang got knocked out in his most recent fight as well, too.
Yeah.
So, again,
I mean, there's fights you can make. I don't know of any marquee fights you can make.
There's no marquee fights for him.
No, there's no marquee fights. And he's a smaller heavyweight. He's a smaller stature heavyweight,
Yeah.
And was it Omar? Omar in the chat? Yeah, Omar Rodriguez, I think, beat me to the punch and said, how great is Sean Porter? The one who beat, Usyk in the amateurs. He's got a legit win over Usyk.
Yeah,
and now
crazy.
the guy's the heavyweight champion of the world,
That's insane.
How crazy is that,
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. And Sean Porter claims he's from Ohio. So there you go. You got that. It's not been substantiated, but it's he claims he's from Ohio.
Lived in Vegas most of his life, man. They threw him out of Ohio, from what I understand.
That's what I understand too. And I heard he doesn't claim Ohio. So that's where I am with him. I'm just saying.
Like LeBron jetted too, man.
So, and still back to this Usyk thing. Even though Dubois lost in the way that he lost, I don't, to me, he just lost the fight to a better guy.
That's all.
That's it. I'm
going on YouTube. I'm going on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm reading it. And I'm watching these videos. Right? Where people are saying, "Oh, Dubois got to get rid of his team. He's got to fire everyone in his corner." Blah blah blah. What difference did it make about his corner? He was, like, as you said, Usyk is going to do that to just about anyone at this point, right?
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with his corner. It had nothing to do with the
him,
game
man.
plan. It had nothing to do with anything. Some guys are just better. They're just better. And that's it. That's it. There's nothing that could have been done. Usyk, for Usyk to lose, he's got to have a bad night. He's got to have an off night. He's got to get old overnight. Usyk at his best. None of these guys are beating him. None of them.
And
None of them.
some of the people in the chat were saying Kabayel, Opataya, it's not realistic right now. Because, again, for Opataya would have to come up, right?
Opataya is not beating Usyk.
He's not ready for it. He's not ready for that weight. He's just not.
I like Kabayel. He's not beating him either.
No.
There's no way he's beating him.
And there's no marquee fights. That's the thing. There's no marquee fights for Usyk. And I know he made a ton of money for the two Fury fights. He probably made a ton of money for last night in Wembley, selling that place out.
You're saying there's been reports, and I don't know how true these are, but again, I have to stress reports that Usyk got $120 million for this fight, and Dubois was supposedly got 70. Again, those were numbers.
I saw that too. I don't know how true it is. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care, but that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
I mean, I imagine it goes pretty far in Ukraine, especially now.
Sure.
So if he's living in Ukraine or whatever, $130 million, that'll probably go, a long way in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cost of living is over there now, but I don't know.
I mean, I think $130 million will go a long way.
That goes a long way here. All right.
If you live on Saturn, it's going to go a long way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of fucking money.
130. That's for one fight. So what does he get? So you figure 130 million. What do they get? 40% of that?
He probably
right around 40, 50 million.
Let's just say he keeps 50% of that. That's still 60 million. That's still 60 million.
You got taxes. You got taxes. You got to pay. You got to pay
the team.
You got to pay the team. All your guys that in training camp and everything, they got to get their money and everything.
So he keeps 60 of it.
That's still a lot of money. Yeah, that's still a nice piece of change, man.
If you invest that right, you can live off that for fucking 20 lifetimes.
Right. Exactly, man. I don't know, man. But as far as Dubois goes, what's next for him? Who knows? He's still in the mix. I don't think he was really. I mean, it was a tough. I know this has got to be a tough loss for him. But like I told you, man, going in, I thought he was nervous when I told you during the face-offs. When he came to the ring last night, Lisa looked at him and she says, wow, he looks dialed in. And when I looked at him, I said, he looks nervous. He didn't look dialed into me. He looked nervous to me. And we know the difference. You know what I mean? I know what a dialed in guy looks like.
Funny though. It is funny. Before every fight, I always get a text from you during the walkouts.
Yeah.
That one guy looks nervous.
Yeah.
You are a body language expert. I have to give you that.
Yeah. I said, man, he definitely, and like I said, when he was walking down that aisle last night, Lisa was like, wow, he looks locked in because he looks mean and everything. I said, nah. I said, he looks nervous to me. He doesn't look locked in, man. And I think Usyk had the quote of the day yesterday after in the presser. They said, where do you get the motivation? Where do you get this motivation? And he said, I don't have motivation. I have discipline. He said, I could be motivated one day to go out and go to the gym and everything. And the next day I could be motivated to sit on the couch. It's the discipline that you need to do this every day. It's not about motivation. And he's 100% right.
Let me ask you this.
It's not about motivation, man. That was beautiful.
Let me ask you this. And I did like that. You're right. What are your thoughts on the question? Oh, well, what do you have to say about Daniel Dubois? Like, what do you think of his future? Bro, he just won the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world. Why would he have to care about Daniel Dubois? He's not a life coach.
That was the best thing. And he was like, that's what he said too. He was like, he said, it's combat. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose.
Yeah. It's not my job to worry about I'm not his manager. I'm not his life coach. I'm not here to give him therapy, console him because he lost.
Like Tony Robbins or something like that. You know what I mean? He's going to go and console him. I stand corrected. Lisa said, I think I actually said he looked like he was ready to hurt someone. Either way it goes, Lisa, you were wrong. Okay? There you go. Either way. I
thought he looked like he was ready to hurt somebody too. Don't listen to him.
Manuel Carros says, happy birthday to Christina Poncher. What are you dating her or something? Yeah. What are you dating her or something like that? What's the matter with you?
I think this is OnlyFans.
Yeah, right. JC said life coach is such a cuck line of work. There you go.
I went on a date with this girl. And we were talking about what we did for a living. She told me she was a life coach.
What does that even mean? Do you make money doing that? Just randomly hyping people up?
Like, what the fuck is that?
How many times? I mean, think about that. Like, who me and you could gas people up for a living. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I do it every day. I do it every day to people.
You can do this. You got this. Who are they? You're you. You're such and such, Yeah, come on. Hello. Beeb is a poncher.
At the end of the rainbow.
I know, right? Yeah. Just get the catchphrases down and you'd be fine, man.
Oh.
All right. Let's talk about the next one. Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight championship, man. 46 years old. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. He's been out for 4 years. I got to tell you, he looked good. He looked better than I thought he would look. Okay,
he looked good considering 46
considering, right?
Yes.
If he was in there with Jaron Boots Ennis, how does that fight go, Beeb?
It wouldn't be pretty, and I think he knows that.
What do you think? 6 rounds max?
6 rounds max.
How would it look with him and Terrence Crawford? How would that fight look?
5 rounds, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Pacquiao we saw last night.
But I got to say one thing.
With the Pacquiao we saw last night, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got to say one thing. Manny Pacquiao made a statement last night for all of the middle-aged men and women. We're going to throw women in there. All the middle-aged people. He sent a message to all of us that it's not over at 46. It's not over at 56. Hell, it's not even over at 66. Mrs. Herrick is 80. She can get up tomorrow morning and she can do a low-impact aerobics class. Robbie can get off the fucking couch. He can hit the gym and go for a long walk. Stand up, all the middle-aged people in this world. Manny Pacquiao represents us all. He showed us what it's all about. It's not over. Continue, Eric.
You could totally be a life coach, man. You could totally be a life coach. Just sitting there, I'm ready to run through a truck after that. Are you kidding me? Eric Gomez, on the other hand, not really life coach material, Eric. Eric Gomes says, I called ice on Barrios after the fight.
That's not even needed.
Horrible.
Come on, please.
Horrible. Please. Although if anybody did deserve, I'm just saying, to get ice called on them after the fight, it was definitely Barrios for that performance. That was one of the worst performances I think I've ever seen in the ring.
You called it, though. You called it. You said
I told you all week.
We have to expect Barrios to be Barrios. And I say that
froze right under the lights.
I say that with all due respect. And I talked about this earlier today. I said, when you looked at his last fight and he had the draw against Ramos, right? He was
that was horrible too.
but think about it.
He was winning that fight.
No, but he was on the undercard of Mike Tyson card. He was on the undercard of a legend. He had more people watching him than ever in his life. And there was pressure there to show improve and to perform. And he got caught up in the moment there as well. Because he's on the biggest stage. He was fighting in front of 100 million people viewing him. And he just got up. And another thing, too, he's always been that guy who's always second-guessing himself in that ring, where sometimes he's complacent. He looks like he's having a hard time figuring it out. And he just can't sustain the game plan. Like, he's always been on point with his jab, but a lot of times he's been apprehensive to step in behind it. And a lot of that is a confidence thing.
You're giving him a lot of fucking credit. I'll tell you that right now. Because he looked like garbage last night against a 46-year-old guy. A 46-year-old guy? You're telling me had more energy at the end of the fight than you did. That's what you're telling me, right? That 46-year-old guy outworked you the entire time. I'm screaming at the TV, just step in. Step in, press this guy. Get him on the back foot. When Pacquiao's on the back foot, he couldn't fight.
But the thing with Pacquiao is, it's hard to get him on the back foot because he's constantly stepping off to the sides, he's moving side to side on you. He'll take that.
I'll tell you this. You know who practices footwork and has coaches on their side? Barrios. Barrios should have been ready for that.
Yeah.
You weren't ready for that? You weren't ready for and he looked slow last night. I'm sorry, man. He looked slow last night. It was not Pacquiao.
He looked quick in spots, but they were short-lived spots. Like, he'd show flashes of it, but then you could see that it was obvious. You could see the difference.
100%.
There's no doubt about it.
Barrios was bigger. He was faster. He was younger. He was stronger, and you still dumped the bed.
What did you think about Dave's comment? Shoeshine Boxing in the chat. He said, give Pacquiao the Raleigh fight next. What do you think, Pacquiao versus Raleigh? You think Pacquiao could take out Raleigh?
I don't know.
That's a winnable
I don't know.
fight.
That's
another winnable
fight.
Pacquiao
Garcia. How about, is Pacquiao going to fight again? I think we got to wonder that.
Yeah,
is he going to fight again? I don't know.
I'll say this.
Because what was Pacquiao coming back for? Was he coming back for one more fight? Or was he coming back to chase a title? I don't know. I'm not in his head. I don't know.
Jinky and Pacquiao were watching Barrios in that last fight versus Ramos, and she said to him,
"Did they fall asleep in that fight when they were watching?
You can beat that guy." She said, "You can beat that guy." So shout out to Jinky for being the matchmaker. And I said this earlier too. Usually the wife is the one to tell you to not fight. She actually was the one encouraging him. You can beat this guy, right? Yeah. So here's the thing: Louis DeCubas Jr. Right after the fight, you could see him in the ring, and you can, if I read his lips, he looked right at Pacquiao, and he said, "We're going to do this again." So, I think this is an automatic rematch. I know you hate rematches, but this has a storyline now. Most people think Pacquiao got done.
Let me tell you this: he doesn't deserve the rematch.
Who doesn't?
Barrios doesn't deserve the rematch. Barrios, I'm going to tell you this. Barrios needs to find something else to do. Because, son, you ain't cut out for this. You had everything in your corner last night. Youth, speed, strength, boxing, and you couldn't put this together. I told you last week. I think Barrios is going to win. I don't think Pacquiao has that much. I don't think Pacquiao has a shot at. Barrios is going to win. But keep one thing in mind. He freezes under the lights. This was all week, right? And I figured, look, man, He's got all this, this is his time. This is his moment. He's had all these fights. Some went his way, some didn't go his way. He looked good. He didn't look good in some of them. This is your career right here. This is what everything in your career has led you to. This big fight. You will turn it on here. And that's what I expected. Because you're under the lights. At one point, man, you got to be able to put it together. You can't. You know why? Because he has no killer instinct. That's why.
Can I say
he's
something else?
He's got all the skills.
Can I say something else to add to that?
And he's got no killer instinct.
Did you hear what his trainer said in between rounds? He said it over and over again.
I would have quit. I would have walked out.
He said,
if I was his trainer after the 5th round, I'd have walked out.
He said, stop touching his fucking gloves. You're showing him too much.
Thing. In there,
he wants to hug him. Too much respect.
He wants to hug him. He wants to tap hands before every round. He wants to hug you after every round. Why don't you just go to bed with the guy?
And then he goes back out there after he's being cussed out about it, and he touches his gloves again.
And he touches him one more time.
Shout out to showed him Kane.
Way too much respect.
Shout out to my man Sutter Kane, because he was telling me, like, for the last 2 months that he thought Pacquiao was going to win this fight. And although it was a draw, Pacquiao did get a moral victory in most people's minds. So
Pacquiao won the fight last night.
Yeah.
I had it 115-113 for him. I think and Dan Rayfield had it like 117-111. You had it tied. Tonio had Barrios winning 115-113.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good scorecard as well.
More people had Pacquiao winning than had it a draw or had Barrios. Very few people. There was a few people that had Barrios winning. A few.
Yeah.
But most people had Pacquiao winning 115 and 130. There was actually more people that had it a draw than had Barrios winning. And Dave is 100% correct. Santos is not a bad coach.
Oh yeah, that's why I pulled it up. Santos isn't a bad coach at all.
But Barrios
is a bad student.
Barrios was ignoring him. Dave, you're 100%.
And I'll tell you what, if I'm Santos, I drop him. He doesn't come back to the gym. He doesn't get sprinkles on his ice cream after this win. No, he doesn't. I'm gonna tell you that right now. What was Blue Tang? You're lucky I'm in a good mood today, Tang, because I could bar you from the chat for this stupid comment. The comment, of course, is what was Rosie Perez's scorecard? Who cares?
I
don't care about Rosie Perez or the WNBA or any of the other, broads in the sport. Listen, I'm telling you right now, he's done. Barrios is completely washed because he has no killer instinct. And now, you know what? You now know who knows it? We all know it because you laid an egg on the biggest stage of your life. Where was that fight yesterday? It was in Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
It was in Las Vegas, right? All his people, all his gente around him, every Mexican on the planet is rooting for you, and you go out there and you pull this. You pull this nonsense.
You were the hotel manager, Eric. Would you throw him out first thing in the morning? Or would you wouldn't even let him stay the night?
He canceled his reservation after the 5th round. His stuff would have been on the curb. Are you kidding? What? Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Who said Hamed? You don't think Tank is a pound for pound? He's not on that list? He's not on that top 10? You don't think he's on that top 10 list? Tank? Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, I mean, Shoeshine Boxing, you got inducted in the Hall of Fame, wins the title the same year. What a story, but Vegas always, cooks it. But look, man, listen, he won the fight. Yeah. He won the fight.
All 3 judges
I don't care what the judges said.
Yeah,
he won the fight.
They gave Barrios the 2nd round. I don't know anyone that really gave Barrios. Most people I talked to gave Pacquiao the 2nd round.
I gave Barrios the 1st round. I gave Pacquiao the 2nd round.
Yeah.
I also gave Pacquiao the 12th round. I think 10 and 11 I think I gave to Barrios. I don't know.
A lot of people gave Pacquiao the 10th round too. But the judges,
complete airhead.
Yeah.
I cannot believe he did that.
Yeah.
Over there tagging his hand every 5 minutes. Thank you, sir. Hug. It's the end of the round.
Yeah, that's funny.
They just go to bed with him already. Seriously.
That's
probably gave him a key to his hotel room after the fight. You come up and see me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Look, man, you can save all that for after the fact.
That's
He's a nice guy. Great. Go pound him. Go pound his face. And you just sat there like some schmo.
His trainer Santos was really trying to push him, and he was getting.
You know what? Listen, if I'm Santos, I cut my losses. If I'm Santos, I cut my losses and I get out of there. Because you know what? Some money just ain't worth having. Because it's not worth having your reputation based on this schlep in the ring. I'll tell you that.
Crazy.
Yeah. You know, like I said, man, every time he fights, he freezes under those lights, man. Go sell copiers. Go be an usher at the Dodgers games. Anything else, son, because this ain't your sport. This ain't your game. I don't even want to see a rematch. Not because I know it's going to happen, because I don't want to see him on my TV again.
That's hilarious.
You embarrassed yourself by losing to a 46-year-old guy who's in the Hall of Fame, by the way, who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame and has not fought in 4 years. His last fight was what, Ugas? Wasn't it Ugas' last fight?
Yes.
And he got pieced up in that fight. It was a one-way beating. His fight previous to this, he fought a kickboxer, son, a 3-round kickboxing event where he was creamed from one side of the ring to the other. And you can't put it together? You can't put it together long enough to beat this guy? Are we for real here? Terrence Crawford, Boots Ennis. You could have brought back Tim Bradley last night and he would have beat Barrios. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. I'm going to tell you right now, he's a disgrace. And that's where I'm going with it.
This is one of the worst.
Let me tell you what.
This is one of the worst tongue lashings I've ever heard in my life.
And I'll tell you this. You remember Dubois? You remember how you criticized Dubois when you said he, quote unquote, quit? Huh? Against Joseph, who was it? Who was the tall guy? Ness Jr. or whatever. Who was the guy?
I don't even have the strength today.
Who's the guy who looks like Ness, the tall guy, the one with the big head or whatever?
Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce. You remember when he quit on Joe Joyce? You said he quit, right? And you tore him up one side. This is far worse. I'm gonna tell you this. This performance is worse than the one Dubois put on there. Worse by far. Triple D quits off. No. He was beat. He was beating that fight yesterday. Robert, 530. Talk to me.
Hello, guys.
Robert.
Wow.
Robert. First of all, Robert.
Hey, look at this. Robert. And by the way, just so we're not part of revisionist history here, what does this say right here?
That's defamation. Robert, right. who said Dubois was a quitter, Robert?
I don't care. Listen, Robert, I don't care what Robert has to say. You can have Barrios call me. I don't care what he has to say either. Look, I'm telling you, this is the way it is. And thank you, boxing, because he remembers history. Robert, what did you think of that fight last night? Huh?
First of all, I didn't pay the $80 to watch it. I wasn't going to pay the $80 to watch that.
What are we talking to you for? You didn't pay the money. You didn't even watch the fight. Go back on hold.
I watched the heavyweight champion fight.
Who cares? Y'all knew what was going to happen on that fight.
Robert, please.
All right, but you did hear about the fight. So what were your thoughts on it?
Yes, yeah. First of all, congratulations to you, Eric. I've never heard you totally lose your mind on a fighter like this. This is outstanding. But I happen to agree with you because I saw Mario Barrios and Ramos fight on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson undercard, and that was a split draw as well. So
another fight to make him look good.
Yeah,
he dumps the bet on
this sucker, and we're going to call him that. Has gotten really lucky.
Draw the line somewhere. I mean, you can't call him a sucker.
Yeah, I mean that's too harsh.
That's a little bit too personal.
I didn't say call him a quitter and saying he shits the bed, but a sucker? Come on,
sucker. That's below the belt.
And he's also collected a lot of money by doing it. I mean, if you're in the one,
now you're jealous because he's getting paydays. It's not right either.
Let's be honest about this. If you're in the WBC title. If you're in the WBC rankings, you're contacting Mauricio Suleiman right now, going, I want a shot at this guy. He's the weakest champion in boxing today. I mean,
what does it say for the WBC that they endorse this guy as champion? Jesus.
So Robert,
yeah.
First of all,
yeah,
this is a shot in the arm for people like myself and you, the middle-aged men in this world, middle-aged people in this world. I don't want to hear any more excuses, Robert. I don't want to hear that you can't get off the couch and do your exercises. You and Mrs. Herrick, I believe, should get up tomorrow morning, go down to the gym, have Mrs. Herrick do a low-impact aerobics class. You need to get on a program tomorrow because it's not over. It's not over at 46, 56, 66. There's light at the end of the tunnel, Robert.
What's the matter with you?
I don't even know where to go with that. I don't even know where to go with that. But no, seriously, guys. I mean, Pacquiao, he will fight again. And most likely, it will probably be a rematch, which nobody will want to see. But Pacquiao now has 12 rounds against this guy. He can go back and study the film and probably improve on what he did. I mean, you're dealing with the weakest champion in all of boxing right now. From everything I've read and heard, it was a pathetic performance.
It was awful.
And yeah.
Do you think? Wait a minute, Robert. Let me ask you a question first, Robert. Robert, let me ask you a quick question.
Okay.
Do you think Mario Barrios is a weaker champion than Rolly Romero?
Yeah, I think Rolly Romero, and that was my point.
Let me tell you what, I don't know who wins that fight. If those two fought, I don't know who wins it. I don't. Rolly Romero, listen, he beat Ryan Garcia fair and square. I'd have to give him the nod right now.
Well, I was just gonna say, I've already read articles this morning saying that Rolly Romero will be Pacquiao's next opponent if he doesn't get a rematch with Barrios. And I think Pacquiao would be competitive with him, but I also think Rolly Romero would give a better effort.
Okay.
Yeah, Romero would at least fight. He would at least try. I mean, he had it on his own way. All he has to do is step forward and get this guy on the back foot. Use his jab. He was using the jab earlier in the fight. Looked good. Abandon it.
Yep.
Didn't go to his body. The guy's 46 years old. Not one body shot. Not one.
No.
Moron.
And as far as the heavyweight champion, you guys are right. He's accomplished everything there is to accomplish. But he indicated yesterday that he wants to continue fighting. So if that's the case, the mandatory challenger would be Parker. Although I love Joe. Joe's a good guy, but I don't see how Joe would win.
Nah, I don't think so either. And I don't know that he indicated it. I mean, they were really pressing him on, what's next for him or whatever. I think he goes home again. He's going to go home and think about it. It's been a long camp or whatever.
Right.
It would not surprise me if he hung it up. It just wouldn't, because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not doing this for money. He's not, obviously he's doing it for money, but he's got all the money he could possibly want now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's accomplished everything there is to accomplish. And I wanted to bring up a fight that you guys haven't talked about yet. But what do you guys think about Tim Tszyu? Because I read that he didn't even come out for the 8th round.
Yeah, so
did he thoroughly get dominated, or what happened in that fight?
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. We'll bring that up here in a minute.
Okay.
B, as far as Pacquiao goes, all right, does he fight again? I mean,
I agree with Robert. I think the Barrios fight is definitely going to probably happen. And even if for some reason it didn't happen, Rolly Romero was out there. That's another good fight for Pacquiao. There's as crazy as this may sound, there's winnable fights out there for Pacquiao, even at 46.
Well, there was talk that if he won the title, that he was going to fight Floyd Mayweather again. Mayweather was going to come out and they were going to do this again.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
I think Mayweather is shot, but I think Pacquiao's not much far. I don't think Pacquiao's far behind either.
No, I hear you.
Because let's face it. I mean, listen, he did good last night. There's no question about it. That performance that he gave last night was really something else. Neither one of us could. I mean, it's 46 years old. Like, nobody could have done that at 46. at a lighter weight at a 147. You know what I mean? It's just not. It was an incredible performance. Does he have it in the tank to do this again and again and again like he used to? I don't know. I don't think so. And even at his great performance last night, let's remember who he was fighting. Yeah. Because, again, we both agree, Crawford destroys him. Boots Ennis destroys him. You know, anybody else with any of the other title holders destroy that guy. They beat him soundly. Because I can't look at him and say, like, wow, he looks undefeated. He looks unbeatable like the Pacquiao of old. He didn't. He didn't even look close. No.
You could see the difference, but again, he didn't have to be what he once was against somebody like does Pacquiao beat Ben? That's a tough one. I mean,
Conor Ben, again, what would you have Conor Ben in that ring last night? You know what I mean? Conor Ben folds that guy.
Yeah, Conor Ben would probably win.
Yeah. That's the thing, man.
Yeah, Conor Ben is not Mario Barrios.
And as far as Barrios goes, like I said, man, he can get a job at the In-N-Out and serve me fries. That's what he's qualified for here, man. I'll tell you that. That's cold-blooded, man. There you go. All right, let's talk about.
Go
ahead, Robert.
I do think Rolly would give Pacquiao a better fight.
Okay.
That's all I was going to say. Right. I'll let you go, guys.
All right, we're going to put you back on hold. We'll bring you back on.
Take a walk.
I didn't know he didn't watch the fights last night. He always watches the fights.
It's on a budget now.
Well, $80 for that pay-per-view last night?
No.
Really?
I want to give him shtick for it, but again, that's a lot of money. $80, then he's got to pay the $60 for the other one. It's like $140 for 2 cards.
Well, you're right. Exactly, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, so Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora for the WBC junior middleweight title. Fundora wins by TKO at the end of round 7 as Tszyu could not continue. This was a great fight for Fundora. I'll tell you what, Fundora is one of those guys, and we talked about it last week, I think, or a week before, where I said he's one of those guys that I think may get better with the title. You know, when he becomes champion, he gets better. You know, I don't know what goes on. If he takes it more serious, he gets more confidence, whatever the case, man. But I will tell you this, man, he looked good last night. And he took some shots because Tim Tszyu, I'm looking at Tim Tszyu and I'm like, man, he doesn't look great, but he's getting pieced up here. But he came back in the later rounds. I don't know that he was winning rounds necessarily, but he came back and he gave a pretty good account of himself. I don't know where his confidence is, though. I can't imagine it's that high. Because their first fight, he had Fundora all but out until he got cut. That once he got cut, that was that. You know, but Fundora looked really good last night, and he used his height. For the first time I've seen him, he used his height. He used his range at times. He didn't use it all the time. He's still working with it, but he looked good. He looked good. He was using his height, man, and that's what we've always wanted to see from him.
He definitely fought differently than normal.
Yes, and I don't think Tszyu was expecting that. No. And he knocked him down early. What was it? The second round when he got knocked down.
No, he knocked him out in the first round. I think.
Was it the first round?
Yeah.
It was a counter. It was a counter shot. Yeah. Put Tszyu down, and that was it, man.
The difference between this fight and the first fight was when Tszyu was getting hit with those big shots, you could see his punch resistance wasn't the same. He was seriously troubled by just about everything Fundora threw. And then when he would land big shots against Fundora, he would snap his head back on occasion, but Fundora just came right back at it. He seemed unfazed, where every time Fundora landed a big shot, he got a negative reaction from Tim Tszyu. You could see that he's just not the same guy anymore. So,
Blue Tang asks, is this the end of Tszyu at the top level?
Possibly.
I think it's possible. I don't, whether it is or not, I don't know. But I tell you what, I think it's definitely possible because that was a bad loss yesterday.
That's a bad loss.
And listen, he gave it his all. It wasn't like he was cowering in there or trying not to get hit. He went for it, and I was shocked. In the last round, he didn't come out.
Yeah,
and I don't know if his corner stopped it or if he stopped it.
He stopped it.
I think he said he couldn't go forward or something like
The
that.
ref asked him if he wanted to continue. He said no.
Yeah, and that was it, man. So that's a tough way to go out when you don't get off your stool because your corner didn't stop it. You know, nobody was complaining after the stoppage. He said, "I've had enough." He's the better man tonight.
And he had a decent round. He had a decent round.
That's what got me. That's what got me is that he had a decent round. I mean, he hit him. I mean, you could argue it was one of the few that maybe he won. Maybe.
Yeah, you can argue maybe he won one round earlier. Maybe not, but
maybe.
Yeah, but this round at least he landed some of his best, hardest shots.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's discouraging when you're landing your Sunday punches against somebody.
And he ain't going nowhere.
And they're not going anywhere. That he said to himself, listen, I can't put a dent in this guy.
Yeah.
And every time he touches me, I'm feeling it. It's fucking from my head to my toe. My fucking body's rattling here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do this for 12 rounds.
You know, we talk about that. You know, we've all heard the old adage, once steel is bent, it never goes back the same strong. It never is. It's always weakened now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when you've been knocked out before, your chin's never the same after that. Yeah. And I wonder if that's what we're looking at here.
There's cracks in the chandelier that have not been repaired and probably never will be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, you know. So, yeah, man. So what do you do? You know, if you're Tim Tszyu, you know, I think you put him out there in another fight, a confidence fight, you know, before you bring him back if he continues or whatever. But yeah, that wasn't good. So I think he's got to look and be honest with himself and say, hey, I'm here, but you know, did I give it my all in this train? You know, if you gave it your all in camp and everything was right on fight, everything felt great, then maybe you gotta think about it. Because if you got no excuses then that's it. You know, because you know, I mean, what do you do with that? What do you do?
Imagine how that Charlo fight would have went after looking at all this.
Yeah.
Right.
Fundora. But what about Fedora, man? I mean, okay, so just the opposite of the Pacquiao thing where, you know, I really didn't give credit for Pacquiao I give him credit. Obviously, he's in there and he's 46. He performed very well. But Fundora looked amazing. He looked better than I think I've ever seen. That was the fight. That was the win of his career.
Correct. Yeah, that was probably his best win ever, I would think. Yeah.
Best win by far.
I would say so.
Dominant.
Yeah.
Dominant against the guy he barely beat.
Former champion.
You know? Yeah. Champion. Because you look, that's a tale of two fights there in that first fight.
Yeah.
Before the cut and after the cut. You know what I mean? That's a tale of two fights. So I tell you what, man, Fundora looked great. And I'll tell you what, he's no longer the guy that people are just going to target for titles, man. You got to think about this guy going in now. He doesn't, you know, he's not just a belt holder here. He's not just a placeholder for your guy, your up and coming guy, man. He's a good fighter. He's solid, and he will make you fight, and that's what we like, man.
Yeah, he's got some potential and some good fights on the horizon for himself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Usyk Cruz versus Omar Salcido. Cruz won an easy decision here. 99-89 twice and 100-88. He looks solid. I tell you what, you know, sometimes, you know, I look at Cruz. Sometimes he's good and sometimes he's not so great. You know what I mean? Sometimes he doesn't look all that good. He looks solid here, man.
Yeah.
He looks
put the right style in front of him. He looks.
Yeah. He looked great, man.
He looks like Godzilla.
He was hitting that guy at will. That guy was a tough. That guy, give him some props too for just taking a fight on what, hours notice.
Sure.
You know, I mean, literally hours notice. You know, so yeah, man. I thought that Cruz did well. And Cruz is going to be back in the talk. He's going to be back in the, you know, contention and all that other good stuff.
He's must-see TV. He always makes for entertaining fights. So that's why they keep bringing him back on these undercards.
Yeah, and there it is. I mean, this was good. This was good stuff. It really was. It was good stuff, man. Let's see here. Brandon Figueroa versus Joet Gonzalez. Figueroa beats Gonzalez 115-113. And 116-112 twice by unanimous decision. A lot of people said this fight with Joet won. A lot of back and forth on it. So it wasn't clear, you know.
Joet was doing well on the inside. He was Figueroa, just his defense was never great, but it seems to be getting worse now as his career's been going forward.
He's never had a good defense.
Yeah, but
it's always
looking worse and worse as his career has gone on. I mean, sometimes they say they're going to move up. They think they can move up in weight, and his size and his strength and his power can overcome the defensive deficiencies. But I thought Joet Gonzalez put enough of those early rounds in the bank where he probably eked out this decision. But it was a close competitive fight, and credit to Figueroa for finishing the last couple rounds strong, and that's where he pulled himself out of a defeat at least. So
yeah, there you go. DE2 says, how would Charlo Zoo would have went before the Fundora fight?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It would have went the same way. I think it really would have went the same way, because listen, the problem wasn't that he had these issues. The problem in that first fight was he got cut and he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that doesn't change. He has, you got to be able to keep calm in the storm. You know what I mean? And he got so flustered with that cut, his game plan went out the window. Well, what do you think? When Charlo hits him, his game plan is going to go out the window. You know what I mean? He wasn't fighting Fundora. He was fighting a guy like Charlo. The game plan would have went out the window after he got in trouble.
Right.
If he would have got knocked down or got in trouble, that fight would have been over too.
You have to ask yourself with Murtazaliev, right? Who's obviously a good fighter, but what happened against Murtazaliev with that event? Was that destined to happen against somebody else eventually, right?
Yeah.
You never know.
Because he wasn't knocked out. I mean, he wasn't knocked out in the Fundora fight, the first one.
No. And he was taking some big shots in that fight too, and he had to deal with the blood in his eyes. But again, after a while, being in enough of these tough fights, the mind plays tricks on you. It starts to say, "Hey, let's go into self-preservation mode here, because we remember how this felt before, and we don't want to feel this again."
Yeah. He came back, he fought Joey Spencer, won that fight. But, it was Joey Spencer.
Yeah.
And I know he was a PBC guy or whatever. He was on the up and coming, but, they saw he had a ceiling, or they feed him to these guys too quick.
Yeah.
And Joey Spencer was a good prospect. That was another one that could have,
Now the Keith Thurman fight was supposed to be next, but who knows? They could probably still do that fight, maybe, but it's not going to be the same with Tim Tszyu coming off a loss. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they move him moving forward. Does he go back to Australia and rebuild? We'll have to just wait and see.
Gary Russell fought last night too. Hugo Castaneda apparently won in the TKO in the 10th round. I did not see it. But what was his first time back in he fights once every few years.
It was very impressive, but it was a one-sided performance.
And he always fights guys that we know he's going to beat.
Yeah.
He never fights killers. You know what I mean?
What do you expect if you're coming off long layoffs? You're not going to jump right back into the fray again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, let's go to let's see here. Overseas looks like 447. You're live.
Yes, guys. How's it going?
What's going on, man? What's going on, Hamid?
Nothing much. I managed to win most of the fights, not all of them. I thought Usyk completely dominated that fight with Dubois, and that was a lot more one-sided than the first fight. Because I thought in the first fight you could have given Dubois a couple of rounds. You want to be generous. I think he won at least one round, but I think a lot of people are going to be over the top saying Dubois quit and he was over-aggressive. Maybe I think he could have been a bit more cautious in the first round, because I thought he came out and Usyk met him in the ring, and Usyk went in the center and took the fight to him. So Usyk didn't back down, but I think he could have maybe started a bit more cautiously in the first round. Like, if you watch the first fight, he wasn't trying to load up with the right hands from the opening bell, but I think his tactic was either do that or gas out late and get knocked out. So he went for it early on, and I can't blame him, because he came in heavy, and I think it was fair. He did have only a puncher's chance, and when he got close to the fight, I thought it'd be very hard for Usyk to lose this fight. Like, before, early on in the week, I did think that Dubois had a legit chance, but when I start seeing people online, I think to beat Usyk, you have to do a Marius Bradis and Pacquiao did, or you got to do something that Caballel could do, like go to the body, and you got to match him for speed. Like, who do you guys reckon he should fight? if it's not Joseph Parker. I want to see the Caballero fight.
Nobody.
I wouldn't mind off a title.
I don't think he should fight again. I think he's done.
What?
I just don't see anyone beating him. I don't think any fight out there is competitive. And I understand where you're coming from with Caballero, but I understand where you're coming from with Caballero, but Caballero doesn't. I don't think Caballero has the punching power to keep Usyk off him. And Usyk, I think, is
he knocked out Zhang though. Knocked out Zhang, and Zhang dropped Parker twice.
But combat math doesn't work, man. Combat math doesn't work.
No.
Let's just say this though, Hamid. Let me throw this back at you. Usyk had 2 decision wins, to Joshua, and Joshua gave him much better fights than Dubois did, but Dubois destroyed Joshua. So again, like.
But this is not a triangle. This is not a triangle. Usyk hasn't fought Zhang or Parker or Caballero. My point is, you said Caballero doesn't have the power. I'm saying he does have the power because he could dig to the body, and he did something which Parker or Wilder couldn't do.
Yeah, but those were accumulation. Those were accumulation knockouts.
No, but I'm trying to say, who else could give him even a challenge? I think Parker makes sense because he's the guy that deserves the shot, and he's the only other big name. But if he has 2 or 3 more fights left, like I'm saying, Caballero's the only guy I think that could give him a challenge. I think Caballero would do better.
Well, let me ask you this: who is a bigger puncher, Caballero or Daniel Dubois?
It's Dubois, but
who's a bigger puncher, Caballero or Anthony Joshua? Who's a bigger puncher, Caballero or Anthony Joshua?
Who's a better boxer? Though? I think Caballero's a better boxer than both. I think you got to do both. Like Brady. Look, I'm not saying Caballero's gonna. At the moment, you'd have to favor Usyk, but I'm saying who could give him a challenge. That's the only guy. I look at the top 10 rankings.
Listen, if the fight were to come off, I would hope you'd be right because I would want to see a competitive fight. So
yeah, there you go.
But I just don't see it.
Can I just say something on the Pacquiao fight before? Regarding that, I think Caballero's the only guy. I think that could be a challenge, and Parker would make sense. But Pacquiao, I thought won the fight. I don't know. To me, it looks like Mario. Like these people saying that fight could have been rigged. Do you think that's possible? Because I don't know if Barrios is that bad or they have like some sort of gentleman's agreement.
I'll put the cold water on that right now. No, the fight was not rigged. It was not fixed in any way because I'm gonna tell you why. If Barrios wins that fight, it doesn't make financial sense for him to lose that fight. Okay, if he beats Pacquiao, his star goes way up. He gets a huge money fight, not just the Pacquiao fight. He gets another huge money fight. It doesn't make sense for him to lose that fight. Doesn't.
He drew the fight. So only on technically on people.
So you think he went out there? I mean, what do you think he went out there? How do you fight? How do you draw that fight?
How do you fight? How do you fight? Wait, let me ask you this question first. How do you fight in such a way where you can guarantee that the fight's going to be a draw?
You don't. You can't.
I thought Pacquiao won the fight. I'm just trying to entertain that scenario because from round 9 or round 8, like the last 4 rounds, he just started landing more and throwing more. I know Pacquiao's old, but in the first 4 rounds, like I was just looking at Barrios, I was thinking he showed me he can't be that bad. Maybe he is really that bad because I did give Pacquiao a better chance.
Pacquiao had a decent round 10 and he had a decent round 12. Like the 10th round.
He didn't win.
I gave him the 12th. I gave him the 12th.
Yeah, the 10th round with some people gave him round 10, and then 12th round was a competitive round.
Not 12.
All night. He's scared. He felt like he was scared all night.
I thought Barrios won the 11th and 12th, but this one I'm see the way PBC did the Tank and Lamont Roach fight, and Tank was telling Lamont Roach, "You're not getting this decision." Like what really Barrios just thought he could make it to the distance, make it a bit competitive or close, and he's gonna get built out. Like that's what I mean rigged. I'm not saying like a quote unquote clear rigged where he's not even trying, but like. That fight, most people, and even me, I thought Pacquiao won that fight, but it seemed like PBC from the get-go, they wanted Barrios to win that. Because one judge, I don't know how he even had Barrios winning 7 rounds. I don't see that. I think he won maybe a draw at best or 5 rounds. Yeah, I don't even know.
All right, Hamed, we're going to get going, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the call. All right. Let's see here. And then on DAZN, Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus, who is it? Pameli Cafu?
Cafu, yeah.
Listen, it doesn't even matter because you're never going to hear that guy's name again, all right?
Yeah.
Bam Rodriguez wins by TKO in the 10th round. I heard it was a one-sided fight. I didn't catch it, but I heard it was one-sided, so I'm going to go back and watch it later on. But, yeah. That was a stay busy fight, man.
It was.
I think that was a stay busy fight. I understand it was for a title. I got it. I know that.
He already had a fight scheduled after that anyway, so that tells you what the expectations were out of this opponent. So
he had a fight scheduled after that.
Yeah, he did.
Might as well just come in and be one of his sparring partners. You know what I mean? Like,
crazy.
Come on, man. What is that?
But
that's totally disrespectful.
Sure.
All right. July 26th, upcoming fights here. July 26th, next Saturday, Friday or Saturday. I don't know. It's one of those. In New York on ESPN, ESPN Plus, Xander Zayas versus Jorge Garcia. 12 rounds for the vacant WBO junior middleweight title. Babe, your boy Xander Zayas making a come up, huh? Bruce Shushu Carrington versus Matias Haita. 12 rounds for the vacant WEC interim featherweight title. Emiliano Vargas. Who is that? That's Fernando Vargas' son, one of them. Against Alexander Espinoza, 8 rounds junior welterweights. I want to check that fight out. That was good. And we've had a Bigfoot sighting here. Bakdir Jalalov versus Gianmarco Cardillo, 10 rounds heavyweights. That's on that card as well. Way on the undercard. Let me tell you something, man. Why don't they push this guy? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't understand it, man.
That'll be
Two-time Olympic heavyweight champion. 2. This guy could be the best fighter in the heavyweight division. I don't know what's going on. I really don't.
Crazy.
I don't get it, man. I don't understand. Also on July 26th on DAZN, in Detroit, Clarissa Shields versus Lanny Daniels, 10 rounds for Shields' undisputed heavyweight championship that she will fight 20 minutes for. And it looks like, yep, that's an all-chick card. So there you go. And that's all the action next week. Beeb, Clarissa Shields heavyweight champion. What do you think?
Well, there's something else that you're probably not going to like. The heavyweight weight limit for the females is 175 pounds.
175?
Yeah. So
it's a weight limit?
So
or minimum weight?
Like the minimum weight. Like they're usually the
so
girls
it's 175 to unlimited, correct?
Yeah. But the girls that fight at there's no light heavyweight. I think the WBC is the only division that has a light heavyweight.
They also have a bridger weight also.
Yeah, so if you're above 168
in
the other sanctioning bodies, you're considered a heavyweight. Is what I'm saying.
Look at the fight doctor. Usyk fanboys are having the time of their lives, jerking themselves off over the Hero's latest win over a nobody. Come on, man. Come on, fight doctor.
I mean, the division is what the division is. I mean, you know.
Listen, Klitschko went through it. I mean, but listen, he's fought everybody.
Larry Holmes went through it too. Even Tyson early on when he's beating guys like Tony Tubbs.
What?
I forgot he's from Ohio.
You talking about the dude in my Facebook picture? Me and Tony, the champ. Is that who did you? Excuse me. What?
My bad.
What do you mean you're bad?
Trevor Berbick
from Boston.
Well, Trevor Berbick.
Tony Tubbs. You talking about world champion Tony Tubbs? You talking about the former heavyweight champion of the world, Tony Tubbs? That Tony Tubbs? So we're on the same page. That Tony Tubbs, right?
What's
the matter with you? Put some respect on his name. What's the matter with you? Tell you what, I don't get it. Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank, Beeb. Apparently that's falling apart. Listen, I didn't want to see the rematch anyway, and I guess they're not entertaining any any weights. They're still looking at. They're not looking at catch weights or anything like that. I think they want them to come to 160 again or something like that. But I have the hydration and everything.
Yeah, I found out that the issue is the date. The Eubank camp wants to do it in November because they they say that he won't be ready for September. So I was watching the Dubois show yesterday, and Turki Al-Sheikh and the CEO of DAZN, they were saying that they would entertain doing it in November. So yeah, I actually found out more about that. That it was part of it also was about the date, but the Team Eubank saying that he wouldn't be ready for September. So they are going to consider pushing it to November. So that is still a possibility.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't. Again, I'm with you. I don't care if I see it again. So it's not something I'll be clamoring for.
Yeah, I'm not going to clamor for it either. It was a good fight, but it was what it was. You have a bigger guy fighting a smaller guy. Yeah. That's usually how it goes, man. That's usually how it goes.
That's right.
All right, real quick. 312. Let's see here. 312. Because we're running out of time.
Fight Dr.
Fight
on Rick James
Doctor. All right, we have time.
We have time for the fight, Doctor.
Come
What's
on,
going on,
man.
gentlemen?
You didn't think that Usyk, you don't think he's the best pound for pound fighter right now?
All right, so look, Daniel Dubois. Didn't Daniel Dubois get stopped by what's the guy, the juggernaut? What's his name?
Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce, right. So Daniel Dubois gets stopped by Joe Joyce. Now, when Joe Joyce stopped Daniel Dubois, did anyone start a whole conversation about putting Joe Joyce at the top of the pound for pound list? Was that ever a conversation?
No.
Because I certainly didn't recall.
But he also didn't beat Tyson Fury twice and Anthony Joshua twice, who are some pretty big names.
Okay, so let's talk about Anthony Joshua. Let's talk about Tyson Fury, right? Let's start with Anthony Joshua. Now, as I recall, what's the guy's name? Ruiz. What's his name?
Andy
Ruiz. You got him.
Yeah. So when Andy Ruiz stopped Anthony Joshua, was anyone talking about putting Andy Ruiz at the top of the pound for pound list?
No.
Was anyone talking about making Andy Ruiz a top 10 heavyweight champion?
No.
All time?
No.
Right, exactly. Right? Okay. So Tyson Fury, right? How many names are on Tyson Fury's resume?
Come on now. I mean
realistically,
Deontay Wilder, Steve Cunningham, who was
Dillian White,
Derek Chisora. He's got a lot on there.
Okay.
He's got a good resume.
So let's be realistic, right? There's only one name on Tyson Fury's resume. That's Vladimir Klitschko, who was one fight removed from being retired, and in his next fight got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, right? So that's Tyson Fury's resume. He beat an old Vladimir Klitschko. Now, the Klitschko win is a good win, but when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko, was anyone talking about making Tyson Fury a top 10 heavyweight all time?
No. Not at
I
that
don't
time.
think so.
No.
But prior to Tyson Fury having been beaten by Alexander Usyk, was anyone talking about making Tyson Fury a top 10 heavyweight all time?
Some people
I don't recall that conversation.
Some people were, but it was being criticized a lot when they did it.
Okay, so that conversation was not having any real traction, right?
No, really didn't. No.
If I recall correctly, prior to the Usyk loss, there was some real debate on whether Tyson Fury belonged in the Hall of Fame. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
And I think that's actually still.
I think Tyson Fury will get in the Hall of Fame. I'm not worried. I don't think there'll be a problem.
Tyson Fury's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, I don't know. Okay, all right. Let's just give you Tyson Fury gets into the Hall of Fame. All right. Yeah. I think it's questionable because in my mind, he's only really beat one legitimate opponent, being Vladimir Klitschko. I think everyone else on his resume is questionable at best. Okay. But he has Vladimir Klitschko. I'll give him that, right? Question. Does beating Tyson Fury make you an all-time great heavyweight? No. That's my question to you.
Well,
that's my question to
100%
you.
No.
Here's where the argument would be that I don't know if he's an all-time great, but I think obviously what I said during earlier in the show is he's the best of his era because he cleaned out his division.
Yeah.
So it's when you start doing the all-time great thing, it's really tough comparing era to era because when you look at
and what do we always say? People with the athletes get bigger, stronger, and faster, not slower.
When you look at Lennox Lewis's era, and then you look at Muhammad Ali's era, I don't think any two. Those are by far the 70s and the 90s, I believe, were the two best eras in heavyweight history, and I don't think anything comes close to it. Now you can argue Joe Louis, but those guys they weren't like Lennox
There's
Lewis.
no way they would stand up.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Anybody in this era.
Lennox Lewis. None. He beat a lot of guys, he beat Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah.
He beat Tyson. He beat Holyfield. He beat what's his name there? The New Zealand guy, Tua. He beat Ray Mercer.
Yeah.
He beat a lot of guys, Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was probably the best of his era. And before Usyk, he was the last undisputed champion. So when you look at an era like
twice.
Yeah,
he was undisputed twice.
Yeah, when you look at an era like Lennox Lewis's, what Holyfield, Tyson, and you had Michael Moore in there. You just had a lot of really solid guys. David Tua, Ray Mercer. You had a lot of solid guys in that era. Ike Abuchi. These were all tough, solid guys. So it's hard to measure up to those two eras, is what I'm saying, and anything else pales in comparison. So that's why it's tough to compare eras, because you can only beat who's in your era, and I think Usyk has at least done that. So the whole thing of comparing him to Ali and comparing him to Lennox Lewis and all, it's not fair.
It's tough. It's not really a fair comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and I agree with that, but right now you have the Usyk fanboys, and it seems Michael Montero is now the self-elected president of the Usyk fanboys.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Montero loves Usyk too.
Yeah, he does. He loves Usyk.
Yeah. So
it's funny. Mike Montero loves all the fighters that Fight Doctor hates.
Every one of them.
Lomachenko, Golovkin, Usyk, it's hilarious.
Lovkin. Is that what he called him? Bum Lovkin.
Yeah.
Well, he loves to beat up on bums, so I think the title is appropriate. But listen, so let me just qualify my statement by giving Usyk with some respect, because he's without question a damn good fighter, and if you want to say he's the best heavyweight of his era, I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah, that's all we can. That's all we really can say. That's all we really can say. Fight Doctor, he's the best of his era, and you know what? That's good enough. That's good enough.
That's good enough, man. Yeah,
and I agree. That is good enough. But you have a clown like someone like Michael Montero, who should know better.
He's a friend of the show.
Mike Montero's a friend of the show, man.
Sends us Christmas cards, man.
We like Mike Montero. Sends us Christmas cards every year. Beautiful Christmas cards, by the way.
They were very nice.
Well, listen, I like Michael Montero too when he isn't being a fanboy. And right now, he's being the queen of the Usyk fanboy. When you go and make a video and you claim, now listen to me, Michael Montero yesterday made a video where he claims Usyk is the best fighter of the 21st century.
Wow.
Now think about that for a second.
That's high
Think
praise.
about that for a second. How many fighters have fought in the 21st century? Just think of some of the names.
Quite a few.
Floyd Mayweather. Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
Remember, Jones Jr. didn't lose until 2003. And in the year 2000, Roy Jones was the powerful number one fighter in the world.
Was, I think, one of the best fighters I've ever seen. Yeah.
And according to Michael Montero, Usyk is a better fighter than Roy Jones Jr.
I don't know if what he's saying is he's a better fighter. I don't know if he's saying he's a better fighter. I think maybe he's saying he's accomplished more. Video. I will.
Yeah, go and listen to the video because it's incredible. And if I recall, Roy Jones Jr. won the heavyweight title in the 21st century and came up from 154 to do it. So you know what? Listen, this is Golovkin all over again, and I vividly remember the Golovkin, the bum Golovkin era, where everyone putting all these high accolades on the guy who has beaten nobody. Now, I'm not going to say that Usyk hasn't beaten anyone. However, if you look at his resume at heavyweight, there's some question marks there. All right? Yes, he beat Tyson Fury, and I'm not taking anything away. Excellent win. But outside of Tyson Fury at heavyweight, Usyk has done not a goddamn thing, to be 100% honest. And gentlemen, I'll leave you with that.
All right, there we go. There we go. Some harsh words for Usyk by the Fight Doctor. I think that is he the best fighter of the 21st century? That I don't know. I don't know. Is he the best fighter of this era? Heavyweight? Yeah, for sure.
These all-time great arguments, Eric. You're never gonna win. You can never win them. You know, I could say Joe Louis is the best. I could say Julio Cesar Chavez is the best, and there's no real way to prove it. I can say Aaron Pryor is the best, and there's no real way. It's all subjective because we'll never know.
Yeah, I agree. But it's fun to talk about. It is fun. You know, it just is. All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at JHabib1. Find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporter.com. And you can find me on X at Ringside73. And guys, we will see you next week.